Welcome to the Hannibal TV. I am your Great North Wrestling 3-time and current Canadian champion, Jeremy Prophet, joined by one of my mentors, someone I look up to so very much, the one, the only, Too Cold Scorpio.
Wait, back up. You 3-time? 1 time, 2 times, 3-time champion.
3-time.
Y'all didn't hear that. 3-time champion. Sounds like the 3-time TV champion in ECW, Too Cold Scorpio. Damn, this kid remind me of myself. Yeah, it could be my son.
Yeah, we got a lot in common. I've been trying to pitch that whole father-son tag team. You know, anyone out there, if you're interested, Europe, England, Japan. You know, we'd love to go back to. You'd love to go back to Japan.
I'd love to go back to Japan. And I got some new talent to bring with me. Somebody who can flip, somebody who can fly, somebody who can kick ass the same way I can.
I gotta love it. I got some pretty mean dance moves too.
What?
Yeah,
I didn't know you got it like that.
Oh, we didn't have a dance off that time. We were on the same team because we have been in the ring together.
Right.
We have teamed. We have experience, and this is not turned into an infomercial for us. Although, if any of you are looking to book one hell of a tag team, I think this would be a great opportunity. But we have been on the same side, and there was a little bit of a dance off in that match. That was you and Velvet Jones that kind of went at it. But had I gotten in there and busted a move, definitely, I think
you would have stole the show.
Well, you know, we would have been on the winning side. Not to say you didn't. I think it was kind of a stalemate. But I have won a dance off or two in my day. All that to say, you know, we've had the opportunity to cross paths many a time. We've been in the ring a couple of occasions. Still never got that one-on-one. But I think we could do a lot of damage as a team, especially overseas. You know, even in China. I know they got the coronavirus right now. I ain't scared of that.
I ain't scared. You scared? I ain't scared.
I ain't scared. A lot of opportunities there in China. But here we're going to talk a little bit about you and your career, everything you've been through. Before we do that, just got to get some bills paid here. Got to give some shout outs to my sponsors, to La Fourchette Remplie. These guys do meal prep. I've been using them for the past 4 years. They make everything for me. It's why I'm looking this good. La Fourchette.
I was wondering why you look so damn good.
Yeah.
Now, who's this that's doing this for you?
They're called La Fourchette Remplie. They make the food for me. Everything that I eat comes from these guys. They make it. They ship it to me on Sunday, and that is all I eat.
So when you get your meals on Sunday, do you got enough for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days?
Oh, yeah.
Or do you got enough for like 2 days, 3 days?
No,
are you talking 3 meals a day, or are you talking? Talk to me.
I'm eating 5 meals a day. And
wait a minute, they provide you 5 meals a day through the mail?
Through the mail. They deliver it right to my door.
Damn.
5 days. They got everything. They got beef. They got chicken. They got salmon. They got bison. They got horse meat. They got.
But if you want it, they got it.
They got it. La Fourchette Remplie. You can check them out online. If you are in Quebec, they deliver all over the province. You've been a resident of Quebec for a while, so maybe I can hook you up once we're done here. Also, another one of my sponsors, Viking Nutrition. These guys provide supplements. So if you're looking for proteins, creatines, energy drinks, all that stuff, look at Vikings Nutrition. They ship everywhere.
Okay. So Viking who?
Vikings Nutrition. You can Google them. You can order online, and you can use the promo code J15. That's
J15.
Jay 15 J15. Use the promo code, and you will get one hell of a discount with Vikings Nutrition.
Okay, there's Viking Nutrition. I got a buddy, I got a friend, want to put on some weight. Would this be the place that I would have to go to talk to them to see what I would need for this person to gain some weight?
This would be the place, and then some. They want to gain weight, gain muscle, lose weight. They want to, you know, have something to give them more energy, maybe to play with their kids, whatever it may be. Vikings Nutrition can hook them up. They have a huge inventory. They ship everywhere, and if you use the promo code JAY15 J15, you will get one heck of a discount. You can say Jeremy Prophet sent you.
All right, Jeremy. He gonna send me to y'all. Now I need to know, what do they got for somebody like me who's been kicking ass for 40 years in this business? I done hit the 54 mark and I'm still trying to keep it going. Can these people do something for me?
They can take you above and beyond your natural limits. You, as I was saying on commentary when you were having that match a little bit earlier, are a freak of nature. You're in there with some freaks of nature, with Haku, the Barbarian, the Blood Hunter.
Wow.
You're a freak of nature yourself because the feats of athleticism you're able to pull off at your age. How old are you now?
54.
Okay, so you're on the right side of 50. Stuff this man can do, coming off the top rope with all kinds of creative things, moonsaults, leg drops, moonsault, leg drops, 450 splashes. You know, I hope, I want to grow up to be you, and I hope I'm half as good looking at the time. But,
well, you might be better looking than me, but I ain't gonna say that out loud, because I don't want nobody to hear that shit, because I don't want your head to get big, because you got all the good looks, and you got muscles, and you got abs, and you got all that good stuff. I don't know if that's coming from your people that you're getting your food from. I don't know if that's coming from your people that you're getting your protein from. Or if I don't know if that's coming from the hard work that you spend putting in the gym, brother. Which one is it?
Hey, I take this very seriously. That's all it comes down to.
Wait. So you, unlike everybody else, you just ain't out here for a weekend warrior? You take this shit seriously as in you want to make a living off this shit.
Absolutely. I mean, to anyone who's listened, we have over 100,000 viewers. They've seen me on here. They know that I take wrestling seriously. I'm in the gym every day. I'm eating clean. I'm doing all the things
I know your ass is in the gym. You try to get me to go with your gym. You wanted me to go work out before the show, after a 4-hour, 5-hour ride. That scared the shit out of me. But now I see the difference that it makes when you do that.
Yeah, I mean, my day is not done if I'm not in the gym. Showtime is showtime, but before the show, there's a lot that goes into it. There's a lot of getting ready, looking the part, feeling good. So I'm always in the gym before there, and I'm not, trying to tell these people things that they can't apply.
Is that why you look like a wrestler? Because you spend time to look like a wrestler and not one of these wannabes?
Now you're kind of flipping the script on me, because usually I ask the questions, but a big part of me being me is the fact that I never wanted to be content with one thing. You see a lot of guys on the independent scene, they're good at one thing, and that opens doors for them. Don't get me wrong. You got a lot of great acrobats out there. Men like yourself and I. You got a lot of great talkers. You got a lot of guys with great bodies. You got a lot of guys with an outstanding attribute. I was never content with just being good at one thing. I wanted to be that kind of guy. Okay, you know what? Go out there. We need you to stall some time. Cut a great promo on the audience. That was me. I'm your guy. We want a guy who looks good on a poster. People are going to see that, don't know this guy from Adam, but are going to want to pay to see him. That guy is me. We need a guy who can go out there, who can keep up with the very best. Guys who are, fast all over the place. High flying, all that. I'm your guy. Need someone go in there? Technical? I'm your guy. You need someone that can go in there and brawl with the likes of the Hannibals and all these guys.
The
Tuchels, all these extreme legends. All these guys. I'm that guy.
So you're that man that can do the same shit that I did 20, 30 motherfucking years ago, but you can do that shit right now with the best of them.
I think we're cut from the same mold, is what it comes down to.
I swear to God, we must be.
And that's why we'd be one hell of a tag team.
Woo woo.
Now, you've been traveling all over the independent scene. You've been all over the world. Most recently, you've been here in Montreal. You actually live about a couple blocks down the road from me, hence why I try to drag you to the gym all the time.
All the time.
How you liking the city?
To be honest with you, I wouldn't want to be no place else than in Montreal. I really like the city. I like the people. I like the town. It's even better when the sun come out. It'll be even better when that snow's gone. But until then, hey, I'm still loving the city, my brother.
Well, you must be used to snow, being from Colorado originally.
You already know.
Yep.
I'm used to that cold.
That's right.
I don't want to deal with it, but I am. Ooh, just too cold. But I can deal with that shit every now and then. I ain't trying to be in that 30 below shit like it was before. But thank God this has been a nice, mellow winter for Montreal. You gotta admit.
Yeah, you missed the last two, which were nothing like this one now. Those ones, I tell you, I think the suicide rate went up in Montreal or something, because it was pretty miserable.
Okay,
But getting back to your beginnings there, I mean, I'm sure people who are fans of you, they must know your story. Maybe you could tell us a little bit about your humble beginnings, starting off in Colorado. From what I have researched on my end, I believe that there were certain people who were influential in advancing your career, people like the late Big Van Vader, a lot of other people who helped open that door for you. What was your path like to getting into professional wrestling?
My path to getting into professional wrestling was growing up in Denver, having the opportunity to see AWA Vader come through town, knowing that Vader was a big boulder buff person, that he was a big champion in AWA and around the world, that he was over in Japan, that he was over in Europe. And for me to be a backyard trainer who taught myself how to wrestle, a buddy of mine, Jeff Goldblum, used to call himself Jeff Star. He used to always tell me, I said, why you calling yourself Jeff Star? He said, there's many stars in the sky, but there's only one Jeff Star. I kind of thought that was kind of catchy. He kept telling me he was a wrestler. Well, you know me, shit, you got to prove to me that you're a damn wrestler. You can tell me any goddamn thing. I need to hear about show and tell. So I got drunk enough, high enough one day, went down to go watch it, to the backyard. He got in the ring. Said, damn, it's a real wrestling ring. Got in there, got to bouncing around. I said, let me see. I got up in there. Man, this felt like a trampoline. Did a backflip, cut a front flip. I said, man, this is what I want to do.
And what year was that, roughly?
That was roughly around 83, 84 that I started to train.
Now there weren't many guys doing front flips and back flips at that time. I'll tell you this much. I wasn't even alive in 84. But I'm a bit of a wrestling historian myself, and there wasn't many people doing that. What inspired you to incorporate the high flying?
The high flying just naturally came, being how my natural ability to be able to jump on a trampoline, did a little gymnastics at the Globeville Recreational Center where I grew up at. Used to spend a lot of time at the rec center, so I was good on the trampoline and tumbling and stuff like that. And when I got in the ring, it was just somehow I just was able to incorporate all the acrobatic and the flips into my style of wrestling after I taught myself. After I taught myself and had the opportunity to go to Japan and learn what real wrestling was about, that's when I finally got the love. It was either make it or break it when I had an opportunity to go to Japan. And from there, my career took off.
How soon after did you end up going to Japan? We're in 84?
It was, say, 84. It was closer to the end of 85, 86 before I had an opportunity to go over to Japan. Brady was talking about it, made a videotape of me, sent it over to Japan, had his buddy doctored all up, made me look good. Said that he'll try to get me in over at the dojo. Waited about a year, and here and there, didn't hear nothing. About a year and a half later, he called me up and said, hey, would you be honored to go to Japan and train? Would you be willing? I looked at him and said, yeah, I would be honored if they would let me go to Japan and train. And then he said, they're gonna pay you? So wait a minute, I can go to a wrestling school overseas in Japan where the best wrestlers in the world come from, and they're gonna pay me to train? Yes, I'm gonna do that. At that time, the wife was pregnant. I said, hey, this is either chance to make or break it. So brother, sometimes in life, you got to know when to jump on them opportunities, and that was my opportunity to jump and run. So I jumped on an airplane, flew my ass over to Japan, got my butt kicked for 4, 5, 6, 7 months, and now look where I'm at.
And were you the only American over in Japan, or were there any others over there?
At that given point in time, believe it or not, Chris Benoit had just graduated out of dojo. He was real popular over there. There was a few guys that had came through the dojo and was able to graduate and pass and get through. That when I was able to go through there, Chris ended up staying 2 weeks in Japan to teach me what kind of an ass kicking I had coming. I had no ideas about the squats, the push-ups, and the amateur style wrestling and the grappling, and I had no idea. I was a Golden Glove boxer. I knew about boxing. I grew up in the projects. I knew about kicking ass, staying alive, and being survived. That's what I knew. When I went to Japan, I swear to God that Japanese people were some of the smallest motherfuckers in the world. And when I went over to Japan, I was the smallest one in the damn dojo. I said, damn, what am I gonna do now? I said, that's all right. I know how to fight. If I got to, I'll knock these motherfuckers out. But they never told me I was gonna be having my arm and legs touch places it ain't never touched. I must have cried like a bitch for about the first 3 weeks before I realized all you gotta do is tap out before they break it off.
So, seeing what you went through in your training, looking at this current generation of wrestlers, which does include myself, does it maybe rub you the wrong way? And I don't want to put words in your mouth, but seeing how easy people have it nowadays when it comes to wrestling.
Nowadays, it ain't like it was back in the day. If you was not doing 120 days a year, you was not considered a professional wrestler. You couldn't even call yourself a professional wrestler back in the day if you wasn't doing 120 shows a year.
Which that breaks down to
roughly
roughly about 10 shows a month.
Give or take.
Give or take, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you gotta figure most kids that's a weekend warrior, one show on the weekend, but you've been doing this for 2 or 3 years, and now all of a sudden you wanna call yourself a professional wrestler. I don't think you really put your dues in. You ain't had to carry the ring. You ain't had to take the ring up and down for $20, $15 a motherfucking night, not having enough to get a meal to eat, but you was learning. You ain't never had to carry a wrestler's bag, do his laundry. 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the damn morning and be on the bus by 10, but you didn't get done with laundry until 6. That's what's about putting your dues in. The kids nowadays, unlike yourself, who takes this shit seriously, they get a lot of shit handed to them. Everybody want to wear kick pads. Everybody want to look like they want to, like everybody else. Everybody looks the goddamn same. Everybody wearing kick pads. Half the people that wear kick pads don't even kick. Why the hell you wearing kick pads when you don't even kick? Now you just look like everybody else and you ain't got nothing to stand out. So people wonder why does the prophet stand out? Because he don't look like everybody else. You give 110% when you step in the ring. It ain't all about gotta get my shit in, gotta get my shit in. It ain't about getting your shit in anymore. Do you have any psychology? Do you know how to tell a story? If you ever read a book, there's periods, there's question marks, there's exclamation points in a goddamn book. Same thing when you tell a story.
Yeah. And that's what it comes down to. And I appreciate you saying that. And that's something that I feel has been lost in wrestling. And even me getting involved in the business, not even the tail end of that. Things were already being handed to people, opportunities, who you know. It's always about who you know.
It ain't what you know, it's who you know. Half the people in the business that's in the position where they are, whether you like it or not, you shouldn't be in a position if you ain't earned the spot. And if you're in the spot, work and earn the motherfucking spot and don't let your head get big, because whether you believe it or not, it's still just a gimmick.
So getting back on track here, we talked about your adventures in Japan, and this wouldn't be the last time you were in Japan. You definitely go back there many a times, and I'd like to get to that a little later. But what was it like coming back from Japan? I assume with all the knowledge that you gained, this opened some doors for you. What was the next step for Too Cold Scorpio at that point?
At that given point in time, I never really had the opportunity to go to Japan, come back to the States, start again something here in the States. When I went to Japan, I came home, I went straight to Mexico. I worked in Mexico. After I did Mexico, I went to Germany. After I went to Germany, came back, that's when I became a big star. It wasn't until after I went to the dojo of years, working 2-3 years with New Japan, then went to Mexico, then went to Germany, back to New Japan, then it was WCW, then it was WWF. Now the name became more big. Now when I went to Japan, it meant more. Because now I had a name.
And in talking about WCW, I saw on the WWE Network not too long ago, they ran your initial vignette, the one with you and the kids, Too Cold Scorpio. Here comes Too Cold Scorpio, doing the dancing. Was that the original concept for you? That's what they always had in mind, or was it good?
I think with the style of wrestling that I was doing and they hadn't seen, with the flavor and the spice from Michael Hayes, the Fabulous Freebird himself, being in the writing, being in the music, talking to Teddy Long. Michael P.S. Hayes was the one, him and his group was one who put that video together, put that song together, that put Too Cold Scorpio on the goddamn map. Here comes Too Cold Scorpio, with all the flip-flopping and flying, girl from the project singing the song. I think Teddy must have paid it like $10 and maybe a $20 cracker out. I don't know. But anyway, it was on point when it was all said and done.
And then from there, I think you had your tag team with Marcus Bagwell. He wasn't buff yet.
Wasn't buff to stuff in.
No. And how'd that come about?
It came about, me being down there. Marcus being a pretty boy. Me being able to wrestle and fly, him doing singles, me doing singles, needing another tag team to put together, and somehow they put us together. The chemistry that we had, it rocked. From there, boom, shit just blew up. They kept us together, made a hell of a tag team. We never ever had a tag team name. If anybody ever wanted to call us a tag team, man, we'd probably the tag team champion of the year. Tag team of the year. That would have been our tag team name, if anything, because we never had a tag team name other than Too Cold Scorpio and Marcus Bagwell.
And so, what's your relationship like with Mr. Bagwell today? I know you guys have had your ups and downs.
Bottom line is he's older, I'm older. You say a lot of shit, you talk a lot of shit. Me, I'm not about selling a whole lot of wolf tickets. I really wanted to whoop his ass, straight up. He was talking shit on me because of the shit that I said. So there you go, back and forth with he said, she said, she said, he said. And by the time the story gets back to you or gets back to him, all kind of shit done been added in. So we finally got together, we sat down and we had a talk. And bottom line is we squashed that shit, man. You know, we're a little old, we going at it. But anytime that he wanted to step in the ring and throw down, I was ready.
Because I remember distinctly when we were in Nova Scotia, I wish I remember what town it was, for a company called Wrestle Center, Nova Scotia. And the promoter was talking to you. We worked. You and I were in a triple threat that day. And you talked to the promoter and you said, you know, I'd love to come back, you know, finish this story I got going on with Jeremy. But also, if you want to do that shoot fight with me and Bagwell in the ring, whether it be a boxing match, whatever you want, shoot fight. You get a hold of Bagwell, you get his ass here. We're gonna have that shoot
anywhere.
And you were really, and I saw the fire in your eyes when you were saying it. The promoter was even starting to get a little intimidated, but you were dead serious there. And then we talked about some of the issues you guys had, and I guess it's good to see the cooler heads prevail. You guys, you know, I mean, wisdom and maturity.
Whether it was true heat or not, people would love to see me and Bagwell get in the motherfucking ring and throw fist to fist. We know who's gonna come out on top. He know, I know. And I guarantee you it ain't gonna be Bagwell. But we are better off as a tag team trying to make money in our age where we are now instead of trying to fight against each other. But if somebody ever wanted to book that fight, 9 times out of 10 it's gonna probably turn into a tag team match either way. Because he ain't gonna wanna go one-on-one with Tuco. So, you know, to say all that bullshit, squash, it's done deal, we cool. So if anybody want to book me and Jeremy as a tag team, or you want to book Bagwell to come in and work with Jeremy, my son, we can do that too. Either way y'all want to do it, we can do a threesome, we can do a twosome, we can do what y'all want to do, we can make some money if y'all want to get paid. If y'all want to see them, y'all want to see us, y'all just gotta let Jeremy know.
I feel like the comment section on this video is gonna have a field day with that line, but yeah, I get where you're coming from.
Field day!
And there's some money to be made there, definitely. Now, would Bagwell be at the top of your hit list, or would it maybe be you know, someone else right now? I know you've had some friction with different people in the past, even in ECW, which we haven't covered.
People say I had a lot of friction with a lot of people. I've never really had no friction with a whole lot of people. I just spoke my motherfucking mind. I just said what I had to say, done deal. Like it, hate it, or don't. Now, if you ask me if I ever said some bullshit, did Scorpio say this? 9 times out of 10, I probably said some shit. I know me. And I know my ass out. I'm gonna tell you whatever the fuck is in my mind. Because first of all, I'm gonna tell you straight like it is. I got no time to lie to you. I smoke entirely too much motherfucking weed to remember what lie I told you. And there's just so much more for me to remember the truth when I tell you the truth is what it is.
It is. I agree. And in your time in WCW, one of the things you had the opportunity to be a part of, and I think this segues really well from what we were just talking about, but you had the opportunity to go over to North Korea. And that's recently been posted online. I'd love to do a follow-up to this, maybe get our reactions actually watching your performance from the North Korea event. I think that would be something people might be interested in seeing. But the footage is out there. You're one of the few Americans that have had the opportunity to go to North Korea to see their culture, and you know, I've heard you tell the story a couple of times, but I'm sure they'd love to hear what your experience was like getting to be a part of such a monumental event.
Well, you know, I tell you what, y'all want to hear that story, y'all gonna have to catch me on the next one, because right now on this GNW, y'all ain't gonna get it. What y'all got right now is enough for y'all. Drink it, let it soak in. Think about it. Call me, call Jeremy if you're trying to book one hell of a tag team against anybody in the world.
I guess it's going to be continued, but I thank you all for tuning in. This has been Jeremy Prophet for The Hannibal TV, joined by the one and only Tuco Scorpio. And I guess part 2 will be coming your way sometime in the very near future.
Coming soon, coming soon. Tune in. My boy Jeremy about ready to rock your world. And Tuco, I'm gone.
Thank you for watching The Hannibal TV. Please like this video if you enjoyed it and click the subscribe button to not miss any of our latest shoot interviews, match videos, or news updates. Support us on patreon.com for $1.99 a month to watch our full shoot interviews ad-free and help our channel grow. Follow us on Twitter at The Hannibal TV for instant updates.